thanks for checking out Eskimo TV. I'm your host, Jason Escamilla, and today we're going to be talking about The Walking Dead Season 8, Episode 2, The Damned. This episode had so much shoved into it that, in my opinion, it definitely was a letdown from last week's premiere, which I thought was a fairly decent episode. This had so much stuff that was going on, and a lot of it for me was either boring, uninteresting, or hard to follow. We have Carol and Morgan, who are looking for the dude that threw a grenade at them last week. We have Rick and Daryl, who are looking for weapons. We have another group of people that are shooting at the Saviors group, and there's a lot of action sequences in this episode that weren't that fun to watch. It involved a lot of characters that we knew were safe, because we knew that our main set of characters aren't going to get shot by some random. And so a lot of the action sequences were boring, and I'm okay with action sequences, but I want there to be some tension and to feel as if our characters are in some sort of danger. And in this week's episode, I really didn't. I knew that all of our characters were going to be fine. Take last week's episode where we had a lot of big savior-named people up against and confronting our characters. There was a lot of action last week that I felt was a lot more meaningful and a lot more interesting, because I actually felt like there could be a character that is taken out. And one of the most annoying things that this episode did was it didn't answer or even address the cliffhanger that the last episode got us to wonder, which is what happened to Negan and Gabriel now that they're trapped in a trailer surrounded by walkers. Walking Dead does this every now and then, and it's really, for me, annoying to have to sit and wait yet another week to figure out what the last episode already had me in suspense with. And so I hope that next week that gets addressed. And had this episode been decent, had there been other stuff going on, then maybe I would excuse them not addressing the Negan Gabriel trapped in a trailer plot. But the thing was, this episode didn't do that. This episode just shoved a lot of different plots into the hour that we had. And so I was not a huge fan of it. And what I did think that this episode did well is set us up for a good next episode. Near the end, we see that Rick is held at gunpoint by actually someone from one of the earlier seasons. He sees that this guy who has him at gunpoint is someone that he actually helped at an earlier point in time. So I'm actually quite interested in that story and how it resolves. To me, the idea of someone you helped holding you at gunpoint, how are they going to, what are they going to actually do since you've been a benefit to them before? That actually interests me. So hopefully Walking Dead won't pull another, let's just not talk about that next week. Let's not bring up Negan. Let's not bring up the fact that Rick's at gunpoint. To me, that would be I'd be kind of a little surprised by that. So I'm expecting that next week's episode is going to be better. But I really wish that Walking Dead would stop doing that. I would rather there be less episodes and less filler time. Because when I watch this, I want to be entertained for the hour. And I really felt like a lot of the stuff in here was filler. This was a filler episode. And so I'm going to give this episode of The Walking Dead a D. That's what I thought about this episode. Did you enjoy the episode? Did you have a differing opinion than mine? Or did you maybe agree with some of the things that I thought? Whatever you did think, comment below. And if you enjoyed this video, like it and subscribe to Eskimo TV, where you can definitely look forward to Icy and Chilly Walking Dead reviews each week.